Have you ever felt so heavy in your chest that it becomes difficult to breathe? Have you ever felt choking in your throat that you can't gulp anything? Have you ever gone to bed only to discover no sleep? Well, all of this has happened to me almost 6 years ago, around March 2020. Around that time, there was this onset of COVID that was going on. And back in those days, I used to live in Mumbai. I was doing well in my life. I was assisting the top casting director of Bollywood. I had this side hustle of Airbnb that was running and going on for me as the super host. Back in those days, Airbnb was still a growing concept in India. So I had 3 homes that were yielding me a good side income so that I could survive and fulfill my dreams of becoming an actor. Overall, I was doing well. But then came the March, to be precise, 17th of March 2020. Around that time, all the production houses in Mumbai were taking the self precautionary measures and shutting down their production houses, their offices for some time just to prevent the COVID. And at that time, there was no official lockdown. So I took the first opportunity, and I clearly remember it was around the weekend time. And in afternoon, I booked the evening flight to my hometown. I used to live in my hometown used to be in Karnal. So I took a flight from Mumbai to Delhi, and I then went to my hometown. And when I went to my hometown, after a couple of days, nationwide lockdown was declared. And then I discovered that my father was having this uneasiness. And around that time, we discovered that he had developed dementia and Parkinson. And at that time, I was standing at this juncture of my life wherein either I decide to go back to Mumbai and leave my father in that weak position, whom I have always seen as a very strong, independent, powerful man, and who has always loved and provided for me, or either stay with my father and help him and stand as a rock with him during his challenging time. And I decided to stay with my father. And I never even risked going back to Mumbai. I remember the lockdown, one after the another lockdown was happening, and Mumbai was apparently the epicenter of Corona around that time, and I never wanted to take this chance. Meanwhile, my Airbnb business was suffering because, as you know, the hospitality industry was worst hit by COVID. I had to pay rents for the 3 apartments that were almost sold out before the COVID. And I could never go back to join my role as an assistant casting director and to pursue my dream as an actor. To become an actor was the biggest dream of my life, the strongest desire I have ever had. And around that time, I was going through a very turbulent phase in my personal life as well. I just came out of a very turbulent breakup. So I couldn't understand how everything was happening. Like, my side hustle, my business got shut. I had to leave the city where I thought my dream life would be. I had to leave my dream profession. I had to leave the job which, after so much of struggle, I got. And it felt like everything was falling apart. My father got diagnosed with dementia and Parkinson. I had to move back to my small hometown, Karnal. I never even imagined myself living there ever. And I was so broken, like I couldn't get it. What's happening? How can everything go? How can everything go so wrong at the same time? Personal, professional. I was like under so much of depression, under so much of pressure. Like I could not go to sleep. I was drinking. I was drinking almost every evening. I couldn't go to sleep without it. My, my mind would be like troubling me so much. I will having so many thoughts, all the negative ones, like as if the life has ended for me and this is it. Like I have lost everything. And would you believe a city where I thought I built my life, I couldn't even get an opportunity to say goodbye to it. Like all my stuff, even my passport, my car, all my personal belongings were in my Mumbai house because when I came initially, I thought I'm just coming over for a weekend. And that weekend never ended. That someone from the porter service brought my car and just dismantled my entire house. It was not a house, it was a home. Each and everything that I had built with so much of love, so much of affection. Wherever I traveled, I got those smallest souvenirs, decorated it, celebrated it, every corner of it. And that, it had to go. And I felt like, I don't know, what do I do now? What will I be able to ever do now? And every day I used to get even more weak when I saw my father in that weak position. Whenever I saw him struggling physically, it was a tough experience. I was just in a self-destruction mode around that time. I was doing everything possible I could do to just destroy myself. I was drinking, I was smoking, I was doing all kind of the things that were not good for me or for people around me. I was just becoming so unpredictable. I was becoming so impulsive. I was becoming so damaged human. And I felt sad all the time. I don't know why that happened for the first time in my life, that I felt sad all the time. Even though I had all the comforts of life, it's not like I was struggling materially for anything, but still I was very sad. I was living next to my parents. I had my childhood friends in my hometown, but I was struggling so much emotionally. I was just sad all the time. I didn't had the motivation of waking up to look up to the next morning. And one day then I realized, enough of it. This is not my energy. I cannot be like this. I cannot be this depressed person. I cannot be in this depression. I need to take charge of it. If I don't, my father will struggle. My mother will struggle. The whole household depends on the energy I have. And no matter if we have fallen, we will take it back. I slowly started to take hold of myself back. I started going to work out. I made sure that I am taking my father also to gym with me so that he can work out, and because of the Parkinson, the stiffness that was coming in his body, that can be eased out. And I started taking my father to gym with me, and slowly he started responding positively to it. And would you believe, there came a time when he to an extent became almost normal, like a normal man, as if he didn't even had any dementia or Parkinson thing. And doctors, all his neurologists were like, what magic are you doing? And that was such a motivation for me. I felt like my dream of becoming actor, my dream life in Mumbai, all that I have achieved was on one side, and this what I have done is this achievement outweighs everything. So that gave me so much of motivation, like new fresh hope in my life. You know what, my father did so much for me, now this is my time to pay back. I took him to gym with me. I made him stronger each and every day. I kept him mentally engaged in few things. I would keep on researching how I can improve him, and there were things I was just doing. My father became my foremost priority. And then as slowly my mental health was also improving with it, because I started to give up all the things that were impacting my mental health. Alcohol was one of the biggest contributor to that, so I tried to reduce it. I tried to reduce my smoking, and then I started going into spirituality. I think that is the only savior. I remember I went to one of the Osho's retreat center in India, and that was my first experience of being on a meditation retreat. And there, would you believe, I met the most beautiful girl who is my wife now. Back in 2020, I was feeling I'm so miserable. I have lost the girl with whom I saw my life, and I was just blaming myself for everything. Later, when I met my wife, I realized whatever happens, whatever the universe does, is for a reason. If that incident would not happen, I would not have met my wife. And if I wouldn't have left Mumbai, I wouldn't have got those precious years with my father, who's no more with us. But because of that incident, it allowed me the opportunity to spend that time with my father, those years. If that COVID wouldn't have come, I wouldn't have never got that opportunity to spend that time with my father. So what I believe, whatever happens is in your life happens for a reason, and a beautiful reason. If I wouldn't have left acting, I would still have been living in Mumbai, the city which I really never liked, and I wouldn't be sitting here right next to a lake, breathing in such clean air without so much of chaos and clutter. If that Airbnb business wouldn't have shut down, I wouldn't have experimented with my restaurant. I wouldn't have experimented and ventured into real estate. I wouldn't have now given a try to this content that I am trying to do now. So I feel like whatever happens for the reason. And at that time, you're so naive that short-sighted loss looks so significant that you you're you're not willing to bear that loss. But I feel like life is beautiful. Now, when I sit at this juncture, after 6 years down the line, everything makes sense to me. Why everything happened, why each and every incident happened, and why there was this particular timing of everything. God is the biggest director. He has planned everything. He has planned every scene so beautifully in your script that you just need to trust and be surrendered to Him. And then you will witness the magic. As I have witnessed in my life. My life has been nothing short of a beautiful magic. And yeah, this is what I would like just advise from my experience. Just have trust in life. Don't question everything. Just be surrendered. Maybe some things you may not be able to understand now. Certain losses you may not be able to understand now. But just have faith and trust. Everything is happening to create a better version of yourself. Because all of us never know the climax of our story. And the director knows it well, that the climax has to be the most exciting. So, if there are scenes that are challenging you, maybe the director is preparing you for the climax, for a beautiful climax. So, if you have ever been in a situation where you feel like it's difficult for you to breathe, where it is difficult for you to go to bed and to discover no sleep, where it has become difficult just to breathe into your this body, just have trust and faith. This too shall pass. Because no good time lasts forever and no bad time lasts forever. Just have faith. And if any one of whom do you feel if struggling and going through the phase I went through, please do share this video with them and subscribe to my channel if you liked this story. I really pour out my heart in this conversation with you guys, and it motivates me to share more of my heart to heart story with you guys. Thank you.